channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Big City Greens Season 2, Episode 16B, the second half, called Cheap Show. And like I said before, I have a clip for this, so it's cool. And I think when did I post the previous segment? I think it was like an hour and a half ago, so yeah, so I'm recording right now. I just finished, watching the episode. And also I was indoor biking, so that took some time too. Okay. So before we get to this moment right here, we first start with outside. We first start with a window, actually. And it's actually pretty cool because it says cheap show in the fog, right? And Crick says and fogging up the mirror, but he's wiping it, so cheap show's like gone. We see wipe the mirror, so that's pretty funny. He's like, and he's like, and he's talking to Tilly and Grandma, Alice. He's like, oh, the big city's having its street fair. It's outside. We never been. Oh, well, no, actually, no. They actually have been before. Sorry, they actually have been. Oh, we went last year. Oh, it was great. Oh, I can't wait to go again. And Craig gets like, I want to go in a bounce house and go wild. Tilly said, I want to get the biggest funnel cake ever and use it what it's made for, to drink a slushy in my face. And I love funnel cakes too. I don't have it because it's like, it's not, it's unhealthy. But when I go to a fair, I like that you have funnel cakes because I don't have it all the time. And sometimes it's not even available, so it's kind of rare, at least to me. And Alice is like, I used all of Bill's money to play ring toss, and now I came prepared. She's bringing her. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Now it came prepared. She has this big ring. I don't know if you can bring that, but spoilers, in the end of the episode, she doesn't bring it, so it's fine. So she was kind of planning on bringing it. And then you quickly say, I'm gonna go up to the old ATM, and you see Bill on the couch, like in that spot, and he's reading a book, and then Cricket's like, oh, hey Dad. It's like, oh, what's up? And it's like, oh, Tilly, Grandma, and I are gonna go to the street fair. So money, like put some dollars in my hand, and then Bill's like, no, and he's like, is it Cricket? No. And then Tilly's like, I think he said yes wrong. And Bill's like, no, I think we should stay and have a nice quiet night in. And they're kind of laughing. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure. But money? It's like, no, dang it. I'm actually being serious. Like, I think we should stay in. Like, our production costs are going through the roof. And this whole episode is basically about animators and directors and artists and how much money to spend on artwork and stuff like this. Like even like this frame right here, it costs money and stuff like that for art supplies and animation and studios and stuff like that. So so this is what this episode is basically about. So and also another thing I want to point out. Remember in not Barracuda, what was it? Oh, Axon Saxon. I'm not sure if they changed it anytime before this episode, but in Axon Saxon, Cricket put Grandma's sword as his like trophy. It's like, oh, it's like a swordfish, and they actually put it like right there. But I guess Alice wanted her sword back. But look, they have what's that, like a shark? Yeah, they have a shark on there now, so that's pretty cool. But I just wanted to point out that the sword's not there anymore. But it probably wasn't there like many episodes before that. I just happened to notice. But Bill's like, our production costs are through the roof, and then they're like, production costs. It's like, oh yeah, that's what I call all the fun things we do. So it makes sense in the story he's using, like of the episode. It's just like, oh, we can't use most of our assets. It's like, assets. Think of it this way. Assets are basically everything we do. Going to the movies, eating at fancy restaurants, buying shoes for someone who doesn't wear them, and Cricket's like, I don't want to get them dirty. Okay. And so like come on, let's reminisce. Let's play back to footage. Let's reminiscence about old memories, basically old episodes, basically. And Bill's like, hey, remember the time we went to that seafood restaurant? And that was back in season 1. And you use and you have Cricket's the same line. Oh, we never had a restaurant like this back in the country. We have Tilly with the octopus, and you get oh, you're free. And you have Alice with the trident because she thought it was hers, and the octopus. Oh, the octopus first goes onto Cricket, gets stuck. Cricket rips it off, goes on Alice, and breaks the tank accidentally, and it's like, we freed the octopi, Tilly, we're heroes. And the whole place is getting like flooded, and I think it's like the manager, you and your family are banned for life, because he's like talking to Bill, and he's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, oh, get out. And they all leave, and Bill's like, oh, it took a lot of money to rebuild that place, but remembering it is free. And Cricket actually said a line where it's like, oh, it's like one of those TV shows that the production crew and the artists are too lazy to write new stuff, so they're reusing old clips, basically. And we have the controversy where people are on Cricket's side, and Bill's like, he actually looks at the camera, I think it's pretty resourceful. I think it's pretty resourceful. I just wonder if I'm saying the word correctly. But so I kind of like both sides, because both sides are valid. You can reuse old clips because, well, I guess spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home. So spoilers, but it's been out since like December, so I don't know why you haven't seen it yet if you're a fan, but who knows. But spoilers, the Lizard and Sandman are in the film, and basically them, like, again, spoilers, like turning back to their human selves. It's the same animation and like the same CGI from their original movies, because I think it was like something with the actors that they actually couldn't like come onto the set or something like that, so they could still do their voices because they had like spoilers, they had new lines and stuff like that. But so that's why he's like, oh, that kind of reminds me of Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire, and of the Amazing Spider-Man, the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. That's because it's the same thing. So they use that, and I didn't mind that. And and the Owl House, they reuse some clips there too. It's very rare, but it happens. So, like, Amphibia did it a little bit too. So I like the controversy here with Bill saying it's pretty resourceful to reuse old stuff, but Crick said it's kind of lazy, and kind of in the middle ground where you can't do too much, you kind of being lazy, like write new stuff, and it's like oh, come on, let's reminisce, and Alice is like, okay, I'll remember the time we fought off that T-Rex, and Cricket says, oh yeah, and Bill's like, wait, what? I guess Bill didn't know about it. I assumed when they brought the truck back, they told him, but I guess not. But I was kind of disappointed, because even though Alice does kind of justify it, saying, oh, I'm sorry that my old dumb truck of a brain can't remember it word for word, but I thought, because this was Alice's first big episode in season 1, what was it called? Grandma's License. Yeah, it was called Grandma's License, where Alice had that big, reveal, why does she, why doesn't she want to take the driver's test back in season 1? And she's like, I'm scared, and I'm scared of becoming old, I'm scared of becoming useless. And I thought it was such a big poetic scene, and that wasn't even the scene. There was a scene afterwards, like, oh, like one dinosaur is about to eat another dinosaur, like, how fitting. And Cricket gave the speech where, I know you're scared, I'm sorry, but you may not be Hot Rod Alice anymore, but you're Hot Rod Grandma. And Toad's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, kid, and she gave him a big hug. I thought it was such a big, powerful moment. And it's kind of funny at first glance, but when I get into analytical mode, I'm like, come on, you kind of ruined it. Because he's like, oh, when I saw that T-Rex, I got sad, and I started driving with my face. And cricket, until it's like, and like, and then, cricket hands the gloves, and she's like, oh, I'm no longer sad. Until it's like, I get a word in when I can. So it's pretty funny, but when looking at it through the episode lens, I'm like, that was such a poetic scene. Like, you kind of ruined it a bit. So I'm like, oh man, well, But again, Cricket's like, but even the T-Rex was kind of talking. I actually thought that was pretty funny. Cricket's like, the T-Rex talked? I'm pretty sure I would remember that. And again, Al said, like, my old dumb truck of a brain. Are you gonna sass me about it, boy? You do it. You tell it. And Cricket's like, okay, jeez. Oh, remember the funny thing Wheezy said? I'm glad that Wheezy wasn't in the episode. This episode? No, this is all one episode. He was in the first half, but he's not in this second half. But we have flashbacks of him. Because, I think this was in the Cricket's Shoes episode. And I only thought that episode was okay. It wasn't that great. It was okay. But he's like, what was it? All spaghetti but no noodles or something. I forgot. They had like different versions, but Bill's like, I thought I said the funny thing. Oh, slap it up, slap it in, and they're like, no. And this is where we get to Tilly. Where this is actually pretty cool. It's like, I went on an adventure that I told y'all I never told y'all about. It's like, new locations, exotic locales, and new faces, and a pending action. And I love this. I love her outfit with the flower. B6, if you know what that means. And she's like, like I was, walking through the forest, the sakura were in bloom, but I could not mask the sweet scent of the sakura cannot mask the scent of evil. And like, the little post-it note of the flower, and that's like the animation is really well done. The best thing in the world? No, but it's well done. But I just want to play this right here. This is really funny.
What's all this? Oh, this is a storyboard. Storyboard? It's a board with a story on it. Come on, Cricket. Context clues. Keep up. Anyway.
Sorry, I don't want to play too much. But you see part of the storyboard says you see her eating like I think it's called a mochi. Mochi. This is her like spitting it. This is like some sort of crazy guy, and that's like a monster. What is that, Godzilla? And Tilly is older than Cricket, and he has hung out with because Tilly isn't in every episode. She's in most of them, but she's not in every episode. So she could have had an off-screen adventure. I would love a series about Tilly. That'd be pretty awesome. But she's like, anyway, like it's time to get back to the story. Like, I was just finished eating my mochi, but then, this giant monster attack. I love her bow is like around, and she's like wearing sandals. Is it like, this man, the scientist, came up to me. He said something in Japanese. But it says, like, in bold, it says something in Japanese. I would have preferred it to actually, like, in the actual Japanese language, of the letters, showing Japanese. Actually, he did say something important. And when you translate yourself into English, it would say, so like, here, chosen one, or here is the secret, or, like, use this quick, or something like, not just something in Japanese. I didn't really laugh at it. I was like, you couldn't just have like the subtitles that actually showed the Japanese letters. Maybe they couldn't do it. I don't know. I'm not in the behind the scenes with big city greens. I just see something in Japanese, because he in the episode he actually spoke in Japanese. This is something in Japanese. So is that what he said? I don't know. I think it could have been more clever than that. But anyway. And I love this. Tilly's like, I knew what I had to do. I love the lanterns in the background. And she's like, I was in for the fight of my life. I was like, what the heck? It's a Tilly bot. Oh, this reminds me of spoilers at the wazoo for like basically everything. Not everything, but I just started talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. Now I'm talking about Gravity Falls. Spoilers for the season 1 finale of Gravity Falls. If you remember that in the Gideon bot that was holding the Gideon Land sign, Gideon was wearing a black suit with the white bulbs. So that's pretty cool that that they're using it here. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. But until he's like, I was preparing for the fight of my life, and oh my god, look at this. It's a fight scene to be determined, and she's like, in a complex battle scene, I defeat the monster. Yacha! I probably said it wrong. I'm so sorry. It's like the end. Yep. And then Cricket's like, oh, you did like a board story or whatever. Like, it would have been more cool if you colored it. Like, Cricket, get the name right. And I actually want to play this right here. This is actually pretty funny.
That didn't actually happen, did it?
No.
Sorry. I should have caught it in time. My bad. But cool. The last clip you see, you could see Tilly with her storyboard in the background. So that's pretty cool. And if you're wondering, this is what animators and storyboard artists do before they get the animation on screen. So basically, with the storyboard in the background with Tilly, this would be its own image in the storyboard. So that's actually pretty funny. There's a storyboard instead of a photo of a storyboard, or I guess image part of the storyboard, which is the whole storyboard. But if you are animation or want to get into animation, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I wonder how long I've been talking for. But sorry, got getting distracted. But basically Tilly winks and then Bill's like, no wonder, did Tilly go on this big kaiju adventure? Huh. I don't know. I'd like to see it. I actually like to see that battle scene that was to be determined. I actually would like to see that. So, I don't know. I'd like to see that. But okay. And oh man, what happens next? Oh right, that oh right. He's and everyone's kind of getting into the story situation, reminiscent into flashbacks, and then we have Nancy call Bill, and he's like, "Oh hey Nancy, like hey Nance," is it? "Oh hey Bill, are you guys coming?" Like, "No, we decided to have a nice quiet night in," and he's like, "Oh okay," and then Quick and Tell You just broke, and like they go to the phone, "Mom, Dad's killing us." What's over there? It's it's indescribable. You have to describe something. What about the concave? Oh, it's so pink. Oh, oh my god. And then those like, talk to you later, Nance. And like, oh yeah, okay. And he hang up the phone. And then Crick's like, excuse me. Crick's like, I'm done with this. I want a new adventure with new people, new location. Like, with a story, like, new adventure. I want that. New atmosphere. That's what everyone wants. And Bill's like, oh, I have a flashback for you guys. And just like Tilly, you guys weren't here. I was like, oh, okay. And Bill's like, remember that time I went back to the seafood restaurant? And then, I was like, wasn't he banned for life with the family? And he goes in, and then he's like, get out. Yep. He goes out the other door. And Bill's like, when they said banned for life, they meant it. And Cricket's like, I'm done reminiscing. I'm done. And Bill's like, okay, let's be alone with our thoughts. And Cricket's like, Dad, that's worse. And he's like, too late. I'm in the Bill's space. And Tilly's like, oh, that's interesting. And this is what kind of interesting with Tilly. She has like a whole bunch of ideas. There's animal names, and she starts naming a bunch of animals. She's like, oh, animals, yes, please. Oh, coming right up. And she's like in her head. You have battleship names, and you have storms, and you have tattoo ideas. Remember, where Nancy was showing Tilly her tattoos, and Tilly was kind of thinking of getting a tattoo, but she got her ears pierced instead. Kind of wondering, if this goes on for like, I'm pretty sure this is. If this gets confirmed like for like a season 4, possibly like season 5, if we are starting to get them like older, because Tilly by this point is still 11. So if we, maybe there'll be like a time jump or something to her being, I don't know, like 18. I could totally see Tilly with like a, I don't know, like a dragon tattoo or something. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool. Why dragon? I don't know. I just made that up. But I think it'd be pretty cool. There was one where Bill was having a nightmare with Tilly with a unicorn tattoo all over her face. It looked bad. But it was the whole point. Bill was imagining the worst. But I don't want a tattoo like on her face. But like on her arm or something. If she wants. But Tilly said tattoo ideas. So she's kind of thinking it. So, and with Alice, it's pretty funny. She's like, oh, I love my thoughts. I was kind of quiet in here. She doesn't. She thinks it's too quiet when she even just started. She's making all kinds of noises. Like, okay. She's, that's better. We have Cricket's like, oh, this is so boring. Who thinks fun? I'm going to sit in silence. And they have Bill's like, okay, Bill. You cut yourself some time. But this isn't going to last forever. They're going to be bored again. It's like, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to come up with a joke. I'm like, oh, jeez. And then you have Tilly saying, like, oh, animal ideas. And that was that part. And I was like, like making more noises. I'm not making that up. Like, Alice is making noises. Cricket's like, Bill's like, he's like sweating and stuff like that. He's like, he's sweating. He's like, oh, joke writing is hard. Oh, corny, is that something? And, you have Cricket's like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. It's been a while since I gave the old brain a whirl. Okay? Brain, what you got for me? And this is the funniest thing ever. People don't find your wacky antics as endearing as you realize. He's like, nope! Because Cricket wants to be adored, so that's pretty funny. His brain's telling him, like, maybe you kind of need to relax a little. He's like, no. So, oh, that's interesting. Is that going to come back into play later down the season? Maybe. What happens next? And Cricket's like, I'm done reminiscing, but you see Bill's sweat is gone, so then that's kind of animation. But Cricket's like, I'm done with the thinking thing. I'm done. And then Bill's like, I got a knock no. What words? I got a knock joke. Who's there? Oh, jeez, dang it. And Cricket's like, if we're just gonna stay inside, let me just watch TV. And I thought this was going a little too far. Static everywhere. You see Bill's sweating a little bit. And Cricket's like, Father, explain. I cut the cable. Especially since this is Alice's home and everyone's involved with the TV. Everyone uses it, not just you, Bill. This is like a family decision, not just a you decision. Even though you probably paid the taxes and stuff like that, I think you should have consulted with the family. So I was like, that's a big no-no. And Cricket like attacks him, like, oh, that's great. And Alice grabs him. And he's like, he's like, boy, that's not that's now is not the time. And then Cricket's like, how am I supposed to watch my favorite country show, Little Country Blues? And it says Dingo Dango. So I'm wondering, did he make up Bingo Bango? And that's from the very first episode of season 1 from the show. Like, he's like, oh, Dingo Dango, I'll go Bingo Bango. So he got from like his like not hero, but his kind of like child icon hero. So that's pretty cool. Like he's like, this is someone like Cricket like knows. It's like he's kind of funny. So okay, he's a Little Country Blues, and then Cricket's like, Cricket. Bill's like, sweetie, back me up. I'm just trying to save money. And Tilly's like, we're still streaming, right? And then Bill's like, that supported it. And Tilly attacks him. Ah! So I guess Tilly doesn't really care about cable. She cares about streaming, and Cricket cares about cable. Okay, take that with a grain of salt and take that as you will. Because I'm doing that, but choice is yours. But then and then Cricket's like, Tilly, he's not worth it. And she's like, you've been spared. And he's like, I'm just trying to save some money. And then like, come on. And then Alex, I wish I could play this clip, but it's not available. But I was like, it's a slippery slope, Bill. What's next? You gonna put a timer on the electricity so it can go on and off automatically? And Bill's like, power's out. Will you believe me if I said no? And then Cricket has a good point. Why turn off the power at night? This is when we need the most. And then Bill's like, I thought we would be in bed. And then Tilly's like, Papa, it's 6 p.m. And Bill's like, I'm pretty sleepy. Is that the whole daylight savings thing with farmers where like they sleep a certain time, they get up a certain time? I don't know. That might be a joke to that. Who knows? But and he's like, I'm getting kind of sleepy. And then Bill's like, not Bill. Cricket's like, listen up, old man. I'm gonna go all ham banana up in here until the cable's back on and the power's back. And Bill's like, come on, Cricket. And what was that? And Bill's like, what was that? And Cricket's like, don't worry about it, Billy M. Don't call your parents or grandparents by their first name. I think that's a big no. And then Cricket's like, making noises, and he's like, oh, he's being a massive destruction, get out of here. And then, and he's like, okay, I think he's done. And Bill's like getting kind of frustrated. Cricket, stop it. And I love this joke. Another clip I could have played, but and where Cricket's like, I can't stop, Dad. The people at home expect entertainment. And Bill's like, what people at home? Us, the people of this home. And I was like, dang it, this is going too far. And then Bill's like, okay, I'll turn the power back on. And then once again you see the outside of the green household with the street fair, with the sign that says street fair. We go back inside, we see the lights turn on, and it's like, okay, the power's back on. Hopefully the production cost won't be too hard to draw. Which doesn't really make sense. I know he says draw because, this is a drawing, it's a cartoon. Doesn't really make sense why you say that in the world, but whatever. And it's like, I thought the destruction would be much worse. And Tilly's like, Cricket broke the fourth wall. Is it, what? Is it, yeah, look. And they look at the camera, which is pretty funny. They actually switched the camera view where it actually looks at the wall in front of them. It is a broken piece. And then everyone looks at Tilly. The Tilly's like, what? Like, y'all don't number the walls? So that's pretty funny. And Bill's like, okay, family, I think I went a little too far. I was just worried you kids didn't know the value of $1, Like, saving money is important. And then Tilly's like, I guess we were too thirsty for the cold hard cash. And I was like, the truth is, Bill, we didn't have fun today. Okay, that's just the truth. And Cricket's like, Dad, like, while expensive things can be fun things don't have to be expensive. And Bill's like, I think I get what you're saying. And then Cricket's like, what about compromise? Us three will go to the street fair. We'll go to the street fair, but we won't buy anything. And Cricket's like, I'll just do the free things that are available at the street fair. Just like, I'll drink the atmosphere instead of the slushy through the funnel cakes. And Alice is like, I'll just heckle the other players. That's priceless instead of the myself playing ring toss. And Bill's like, oh, that's beautiful. Okay, you guys can go. And Cricket kind of everyone kind of stops like, oh, do you want to come with us, Dad? And he's like, oh, no. He's like, oh, come on. He's like, oh, nah, I'm good here. He's like, oh, come on. He's like, well, there's a big hole over there in the fourth wall. It's like, okay, I'll go. I thought they were going to show the street fair. That was kind of waiting for, but they just kept it in the house. And there's like, oh, there's a bouncy house. They're like, oh my god, it's a roller coaster. And Tom Hanks, oh no, first we meet Nancy, actually. And she's like, oh, she's like, oh, hey guys, you made it. It's like, oh, hey mom. And then, Bill's like, oh, hey Nancy, hey Bill. And it's like, oh, right, you're right, mom, it is indescribable. But you described a couple things. You described roller coaster, so Nancy could have described something. And, then we have Tom Hanks, which I would have liked to see, like, an animated version of him, like we did with Fozzie Bear and stuff like that. So, it's like, oh, it's old celebrity kids. Hey, it's me, Tom Hanks. Green family, do you want to go on an action-packed adventure with me? What do you say? You're like, yeah. And that's the end of the episode. I give this an 80%, just like it did with the first half. It was a great episode. Overall, it was an 80% great episode for both halves. And, let's see. I liked how both, segments kind of reintroduce characters, where the first half reintroduced Cricket, Gabriella, Remy, Tilly, Community Sue, Wheezy. I believe that's it. Yeah, Cricket, Gabriella, Remy, Tilly, Community Sue, Wheezy. Yeah, those are the 6. And now in the second half, we reintroduce Bill. We reintroduce... we also reintroduced Vasquez in the first half also. We reintroduce Bill, Alice, Nancy. We don't get to see her, but we heard her voice, and it's basically her in character. Oh yeah, Nancy. So Bill, Alice, Nancy. Is that it? Oh yeah, basically since that whole time it was basically those 3, which are pivotal characters in Big City Greens, where we don't need to have every episode with them, but it's good to see how they're doing. It's like the dad, the grandma, the mom. It's good to catch up with them. But yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's Monday. Yeah, tomorrow for Secrets of Sulphur Springs Season 2, Episode 3. Was it Nowhere in Time? I forgot. So yeah, I'll see you guys for that. Okay. Bye.